Hi, y'all. My name is Denasia, and I'm a 22-year-old type A Black girl from Las Vegas who just moved to New York City last year to work for L'Oreal as a financial analyst.
Hey y'all, my name is Faith, and I'm a 23-year-old type A Black girl from AZ living in Denver, working remotely for Cisco as a business analyst.
This season is finally here, and we can't wait to share more about our personal lives, working big girl jobs,
relationships, and life in general as type A Black girls. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back.
Hey everyone, welcome back to season 7, episode 2 of Type A Black Girls. We're very excited, okay? Because I'm just so excited for the next season. Love this season. We have a lot of good things coming this season, especially guests. We have some really fun guests coming, but next season is really going to hit hard.
Next season, we're definitely doing our big one.
Yeah.
I know we keep hinting at that, and y'all probably like, what are y'all going to do? Because realistically, you're just talking to the mics.
Literally.
It might not even be a mic. You might not even see it. That was so vague. So bad.
You know, and I'm like, I get that, but they're like, what the? I'm sure some of the girls get put 2 and 2 and get 4, but also potentially a 3.75. It's okay. Y'all, It'll be a few months, but it's okay. It'll be good. Let's go ahead and get to some classroom announcements before we get into our question of the week. Please click the link in our show notes or on our link tree to join the Type of Black Girl community on GroupMe. We are actually reading Verity right now by Colleen Hoover, but it is really, really good. I have finished it. So we're only going to have one meeting. So initially it was November 12th. We were going to do 2 meetings. We're just going to do one big meeting December 12th at 8 p.m. EST. And we'll give reminders in the GroupMe. So please join the GroupMe for more details and for the links as well. And finally, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're at 173 subscribers. Let's get to 200 by the end of season 7. That was the goal for season 6, but I know we can do it for season 7. And we don't say this a lot, but do a review on Apple Podcasts. Leave a comment on the YouTube. And Denasia has really been doing her big one for the social media for little clips and stuff. Share that. If you made it even a little bit of a smile or a giggle, or 5, 10, 15, 20.
Not even that. If you just thought, if you had a thought associated with that watch, repost it.
We're not asking y'all for money. We just asking for y'all fingers to do some moving. Okay, so we don't even
gotta PayPal.
Not even that.
Not even a Venmo. Just a repost. It's free.
Just a repost is free. And I have heard at least 2 of the girlies say they have used the make this email corporate, and that helped y'all. Okay, that little tidbit that I learned helped y'all. Repost stuff we post.
Period. Okay. Oh, and also, moms, I think the first meeting is actually December 10th. That's a Sunday. I think we said 12.
No. Oh, okay. If I did, yes, December 12th. December 10th.
Yeah. Sunday, December 10th.
Thank you.
We always do them on Sundays. So, yes. And we're probably gonna make it like an hour to 2, depending on how long how many people come for one. Y'all showed out on the last one. Thank you to everybody that came on the last one.
Thank you.
You know, that middle one, it was just me and Faith looking at each other giggling. Mm-hmm. But y'all made a comeback and season
6.
Season 6, book club 3.
Yes.
Meeting.
And this is how we were able to come up with our next book, with our current book, is because the girlies in the thing recommended it. So if you come, we might just have to do a little hash out on what will the next book be. We're not going to do Instagram no more. Whoever comes and reads gets to say what the next book is, or even put their input in. So there's a little incentive.
Yeah, but no, it's giving Goodreads account for sure.
Absolutely.
But now, this season we're doing this new thing called Question of the Week.
Yes.
So, this week, y'all have probably been seeing Keith Lee literally just drag Atlanta restaurants.
Obliterate.
In the most polite and beautiful way, mind you. He's such a sweet man.
Sweet man.
I didn't even know he was from Vegas. Shout out my hometown.
Yeah.
He's really eating them up in the best way he can. And I feel like he's really holding these restaurants accountable. So the question of the week is, what should Keith Lee review next?
For me, I want to see, and I know he's not going to do this, but I want to see him go to like an eyebrow place, because I've really been wanting, what's the thing? Eyebrow lamination. If he can go to those, because I don't see not a single brown face on these Colorado websites, and I don't want them burning my face right before my birthday. Mind you, I really want to get it for my birthday, but I don't want to be miserable, and I can't rub it off. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, because I got eyebrow lamination, and I walked outside, and literally my eyebrows were like up my whole forehead for one. Like she had them up, and I was like, I remember when she did them. Like, first of all, whenever you're laying down and you're getting either eyebrows or lashes, and they show that little mirror for 5 seconds, I don't really know what I look like. Like, I need to stand up. I need to do a 360, look a little bit closer, and then I'll know.
Yeah.
I get outside, I pull up my phone camera. It looked crazy. It looked crazy. So I will say, if you get them, just make sure you really evaluate, or show an inspo picture beforehand that they really know what you want. Because I didn't have no info picture, so she was just freestyling for real. Listen, I said, why are my eyebrows taking up my entire face? And they were dark as hell. Like, my eyebrows are like, yeah, I know they tint, but like, it looked crazy, moms. Like, it was like the darkest black. And I literally went home and went like this. Wiped them things off. Took the ink right off. I said, you know what? I know I paid for it, but I look insane.
I don't really care. Okay, Bob, what would you like Keith Lee to review?
I want Keith Lee to expose all of these hairstylists, because I'm telling you, y'all have heard my many horror stories of just hairstylists just dogging me out. Like,
yeah,
oh my God, like they literally dog me out like I'm like a woman in a Tyler Perry movie. Like, literally, it's just terrible. It's never good. And I want him to start with New York first, selfishly. New York, New Jersey hairstylist, because I'm telling you, you think you found the one just because she got that green background with the light up sign, and it's not it. And then I want him to go to Atlanta because I know it's worse down there for a fact.
And bro, there's this girl actually exposing a lot of the hair girlies. I don't know what her name is, but she also has really bad luck with dating too. But there's piss in the water. But yeah, that's her content. Poor dating decisions, horrible men, and then she's been getting dogged out by the Atlanta. She left with a bald cap and glue on top.
I saw her video. No, that traumatized me. But what traumatized me even more was seeing the girl that lost her eye. Did you see that? Moms, apparently, okay, so first of all, I only found out about her because there was a hairstylist doing her hair, and like she had her like in the video in the frame. This is my client. Like, she had a really bad experience with her last stylist. Basically, she had a hot comb by like a got to be spray. And like, that I think that's flammable. So like the hot comb either touched the got to be, or somehow the got to be thing exploded, and she literally lost her eye. And like, she has no eye. In the video, she has no eye. It's just like scar tissue, basically.
Mom, what the
getting like a wig installed. Yeah.
Did she sue?
I don't know if she sued. And the scariest part is sometimes these hairstylists don't even be licensed. Imagine if an unlicensed hairstylist does that to you, and now you like, do you even sue? Can you sue her? She's not even a business. She's just working out of her living room.
No taxes.
Crazy. No taxes. Tax evasion. Actually, not even evasion. There's something to evade. That's insane. Just PayPal and vibes.
Speaking of taxes, let's go ahead and get straight into our Rosebud and Thorn. If you're new here, Rose is something good that happened in your week, but it's something you're looking forward to, and Thorn is something bad that happened in your week. Mom, so let you go first to revert it back to the taxes.
Yeah, so in good news, I mean, we're a business now. Let's just say that. Type Black Girls, you will not have to worry about us doing no tax evasion, baby, because we are officially an LLP. Okay, we filed.
Yes.
We are approved. Yes. Money submitted.
Okay. You're in the game. Okay,
lots of money. EIN number submitted. Yeah. Okay, we're good. So we are so happy to announce that Type of Black Girls is officially now a business. I think we're copyrighted too, moms. We got that official name in lock.
Yeah, Peyton really did her big one. If y'all need any type of business stuff, business help, tax help,
we match cats, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, and even if you're not in Las Vegas, they can make something shake in a lot of different states.
They offer virtual services, like
that's how I get mine done every year.
Yeah, literally. Go get your taxes done. If you need to start a business, they have business services to help you get started. We're gonna file our taxes probably with this as well. So shout out to Peyton, because she really
did a big one. I was literally just telling Dammy, I was like, I love how like Peyton could be kikiing with me, but then she'll intertwine business in between it. Like all of our talks, like she's just very eloquent in the way she talks, and we'll just be kikiing, and she'll be like, "Oh, sorry, my business partner to call him right now. Hold up." Okay, and then what were you saying? She is so
seamless. Even during our business meetings, Peyton was like, "Hey, y'all, doing? So let me go ahead and get this EIN number." And I was like, "Yes, this feels so casual, like
very casual.
Way better than if we would have filed with just some random stranger who don't know us and who probably don't care." So
that part, yeah. Okay, what's your bud, moms?
Yeah. So shout out to us.
Yes.
But is that I have good news. So work related, first of all, I told you guys I started on a new team. So I've
Yes.
officially been on that team now for like a month or so.
Okay.
And I love my old team so much. They've been spoiling me with like gifts. Like literally,
Yes.
they gave me a gift card for Bath and Body Works that already is gonna get put to use on them candles when that candle sale come around.
Love.
And they got me like a custom. They're like, "Oh, Denasia, like just by the way, know to come back on our floor soon because we have a custom gift for you." And I said, "Oh, custom? Like, what's
There we
this?"
go.
And they know that I literally be writing everything down. Like in meetings, I'm the writer, not the note taker of the meeting, but I
Yeah.
be writing down my own personal notes all the time. So they got me this cute little notebook. I wish I had it right now. This
It's
cute
so
little
cute.
notebook that literally says Denasia Thompson on it. And I don't even want to write in it. Like it's literally like engraved my name.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. But on that note, also when I went to go visit my old team, there was like a project that I had been working on, like I'd say like half of my rotation for like the last 6 months. And I started it to kind of be like an initiative for our whole division. And our like CFO lead had basically been working with me like one-on-one on it because I brought it to her. This is your sign. If you have an idea or an initiative you want to start in your job or on your team, bring it to everybody because
Hmm.
they're not even going to know what you're working on until you tell them. Like
Have a
set up a
schedule.
meeting, literally set up a meeting, just be like, "Hey, I just want to discuss this initiative I'm working on and get your advice." And that's what I did. And she literally helped me so much, like just scaling it for one and making it like actually something I can bring to the other teams.
Hmm.
So she had told her boss. And long story short, like this initiative got recognized by our North America CFO and he said he loved it
Oh,
and
wow.
like literally he said he loved it and he wants to make it something that's L'Oreal USA wide. So I'm hoping I can be on the committee for that or just like
Literally. Literally.
literally just like getting it off the ground because I'm like I want to be hands on with it.
That's
So
reasonable.
listen, I don't
I've
know.
been
I
meaning to post, actually, for
no,
a
that's
minute.
me too. Me too. I need to post on LinkedIn bad.
Yeah.
I've barely been on there, which is
Me either.
really crazy because I feel like when you're first starting off your career looking for a job, you on there like checking that. It's
That
Instagram, Twitter, messages, and then LinkedIn.
Yeah, and an
Um,
email to see if anybody can reply back to you for a job. Now I'm
literally.
like, I don't really care.
Now it's like it's just less pressure. Like I don't really feel the need to do it anymore. It's not like I'm gonna lose my job if I don't post on LinkedIn. So it's like,
Literally. Okay.
it's less pressure for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my bud. Hopefully I get to like get involved with that somehow. But
Yeah.
shout out to her for real, for really being my like, like speaking up on my behalf and really
Yeah.
repping. So yeah, that was really great. And I'm gonna be a coach for like our HBCU hackathon.
Mhm.
So I used to be doing all these types of like competitions and conferences in college and in high school. Really, it started with DECA.
Yeah.
And I got invited to be an HBCU coach. So I said, hey, say less. So I'm going to be paired up with a group from Hampton and like coaching them on their idea and stuff.
Love.
So I'm meeting with those girls tomorrow. So I'm excited to meet them. It's
Period.
an all girl team.
Love.
So work, yeah, shout out to work. Work's been going great.
Mm-hmm.
And my thorn is that so this past weekend was Halloween weekend when we're filming this. It's probably gonna no, it'll come out this week. It'll be accurate for you guys too.
Mm-hmm.
So this past weekend was Halloween weekend, and I was very last minute with my costume, only because like my idea of wanting to be Cameron and just trying to pull that together, I would have had to basically go get it custom made. I found a girl on Pinterest that had the exact outfit I was looking for. When I tell you I was jumping through hoops trying to figure out who made it for her, and she was like, "Oh my god, it was so long ago." And like my mom and her aunt made it like in like 2016, so it was mad far back. And I was just like, "Oh my god." So she was like, "Yeah, like I recommend you get it custom made." So hopefully that can happen next year.
Yeah.
That was my main go-to. So I literally was just like Halloween shopping in the city and
Mm-hmm.
looking at every store. And a lot of the either like it was like Spirit Halloween, which I went into, mind you. When I tell you there was no AC in the entire building, and it literally looked like somebody like it looked
Right.
like a post-apocalyptic store. There was literally all the costumes were laying all throughout the aisles, moms. There's kids running around screaming. People are like stressed. The AC is off. And this is the one hot day it's been in New York for a while. It's been raining like every weekend for the past 2 months. When I tell you, moms, it was like 90 degrees in that Spirit Halloween. And like at least 100 people running through the aisles, scavenging through everything. Like I lasted 30 seconds in there and I said, we gotta go. I
I
can't
don't
take
know.
it.
I don't want
I was
nothing.
so overwhelmed. I was overstimulated.
Yeah.
So Spirit Halloween was out. And then I started finding like these custom Halloween spots I could go to that have like costumes more so than just like they do this like year round type
Yeah.
thing. Girl, I went into one. I'm not even gonna name drop. I'm not even gonna name drop. But if you look up costume stores in New York, you'll probably find it. When I tell you I went into there and they had a corset for $300 for part of the costume, that was just the first half of the costume.
Where
And
are you?
I said for one night, I
No,
don't
thank
think this is gonna work, babes.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. I found a top hat, like a red top hat, because my second idea was being like a circus ringleader or
Yeah.
something. Girl, I found a red top hat. I was like, oh, this is cute. I'm carrying it with me because I'm thinking it can't be more than 50. Why was it 140? I politely put it back.
No, thank you.
And the lady said, dear, are you finding what you're looking for? I said, not exactly. Not exactly.
You're insane. It didn't have no tag on it?
Moms, it was just a little sticker at the bottom that said 40.
Oh, okay.
40. But
Gotcha.
I was just like, I wouldn't expect a top hat to be that much. So I
No.
literally just grabbed it thinking it's no more than, it can't be that much.
Yeah.
Little did I know. Yeah, there was somebody in there. They had like a chandelier made of like bones or something. And whenever you walked in, people would try to spin it. When I tell you the lady on the intercom was like, do not spin. like, it's like, do not spin the chandelier. Just going off in the store. The associates are like cursing at people. Like one girl picks up like a little like 2-piece outfit. The girl's like, yeah, B, that would look good. The girl was like, why are you yelling at me? She's like, put that on, put that on. Like, what?
Was this in the guidebook to be hired? Like,
I said, bro, when she said, yeah, B, put that on. I said, between that and the chandelier girl, I said, I gotta go, bro.
too much yelling in here.
And then I looked and I flipped over that top hat and saw that 140. Put that back. I said, y'all got it. Y'all
Oh
got
my
it. Needless
God.
to say, I was in Jersey that night looking at Halloween stores. And I was a nurse. And I just said, this is going to have to be what it is.
Yeah. So what were the Halloween weekend plans?
The Halloween plans were to go originally to this one party, but it was looking a little online. It was out. First of all, it was a rooftop party. So I was like, it's literally pouring. So then that was out. And then yesterday, I just went out to this party by South House. So it was
Bro,
great. We had a great
I
time.
want to go. I'm not going to hold you. I have been seeing that up and down, even in the New York podcast I listen to. They've been talking about it. I'm like, I'm like, will it beat Cafe as Ruli? Like, that's because I really enjoyed my time. Oh, okay.
I've been to Cafe as really great time, but compared to South House or everyday people, yeah, it does not match. Like literally, we had such a good time yesterday, and they had all the decorations like Halloween themed and stuff. Like DJs on 10. They always have rotating DJs. Like it was Flygerian. He's one of my favorite DJs. Was there. Like all the South House events are 10 out of 10. Now this was the last one of the year, so I don't think they're gonna do anything for New Year's, unfortunately. But summertime South House,
bro,
can't beat it. Can't beat it. We had a time. The amount of times I've gone there, yeah. Anytime they have an event, I'm basically there. So if you guys are in New York and want to see me, go to South House because you'll find me. What about you, moms?
So Rose, I attended my final concert of the year. I have no more ticket spots, so at the moment I do think it's my final concert. Her name is Eloise. I found her earlier this year, and every single flight I've been on, she is my calming, like to calm my anxiety to be on the flight. And her album is called Drunk on a Flight, and I don't be drunk on a flight, okay? But her music is so calming, and she explained every single one of her songs. And mind you, it was snowing. It started snowing Saturday, like basically the beginning or second day of Halloween weekend. I saw everybody naked, no jackets, 20 to 25 degrees. I ain't got no mamas. You want to be sick?
That's crazy.
Y'all taking off Monday. Y'all got PTO just ready for Monday. Like I was sitting there like, y'all don't got y'all necks covered. And if you got a black mama and your neck isn't covered, why that baby ain't got no thing on? Why that baby ain't got no coat on? That was my thought process why I was looking and waiting in line. But the concert was so great. It was absolutely under 150 people. It was literally like a club venue because I didn't realize how small she was. And I was like, bro, she is probably gonna be one of my top listened artists. Like, I love her
Oh,
so much. And because my whole thing, like, starting back in like college, I really wanted to expand my like musical whatever. Every single month I make a new playlist, and I can't, if I can't remember, I don't repeat songs. So I really have to dig for new songs and listen to new playlists, and like the Spotify playlist people have, like the, they Spotify be really be on what they playlist. So I really
mm,
like to explore and stuff. So yeah, it was very beautiful. I was screaming her songs, mind you. Her music is very calm. There was no reason for me to be screaming, but it touched my soul so much, because it was like her music, it kind of feels a little bit gospely. And so like it
mm.
was very white, it's Denver, but you can tell who the black people were just by seeing whose hands were making the motions. Cause like with gospel music, you like put your hand up. I saw a hand and I said, "Oh, that's a black hand." I know, because the white people were just like this.
Just
How
vibing.
do that to this music? Like, she's trap scatting right now. Like I was, bro. If you're looking for a new artist, Eloise is that girl. I love her so much, and that's my type of music. Like
Is it
that,
just Eloise, like Eloise at the plaza?
Eloise, exactly.
Love.
So amazing. And the thing is, she's connected to one of my other favorite artists, Bruno Major, also very lullaby music. And I didn't put two and two together that basically she sent him or posted her singing one of his songs. That one post turned into her going on tour and being his opener for 2 to 3 years, and she dropped that
Wow.
at 17, like crazy. And at the Bruno Major concert, somebody yelled, "My dog's name are Bruno and Eloise," and I said, "I know that's not my Eloise." Bro, I was so lit. I said, "This is why I love Eloise so much, because they're connected." Like, it was just truly
Mm,
so great. Like, I was like, bro, I'm literally so lit. Like, it was just so cool seeing a 360, because I had no clue they didn't even, I don't even think they have songs together. But yeah,
mm.
really lit. I thought when I had written this role, I thought I had finalized Halloween plans. There was going to be a Halloween party with one of Lola's old coworkers that ended up happening. So I just stayed in, hung out with a friend, and I was watching food videos for my Virgin Voyages cruise, because I'm really excited, and I am extremely scared to be gluttonous on that cruise. Like, truly gluttonous, because I was watching those videos, Mom. I was watching a gluten and dairy free video. Even that food looked good.
And
Mom,
that's how you know, because usually those be a little.
exactly. And Mom's, I was like, bro, they have ice cream bars everywhere. And I'm not talking about like that random little ice cream, like the little, no, it's like sorbet. This lady this lady said she had a red velvet cone. I said, "Oh, I'm about to gain some pounds."
Do they have gelato?
Yes, Mom, that's the ice cream I'm talking about.
But
Moms. And the thing is, all the food is unlimited. Like, I'm so scared. Like, I'm so scared.
honestly, that's the time to do it.
It's the time to do it. And Moms, we have a $600 bar tab
Uh,
that they gave us for free. And Lola's never seen me drunk, because we met in the pandemic. Y'all know I don't really like drinking. So he's like, "Oh, one of these days I'm gonna get you drunk." I'm like, "Okay, let's not." Like, but I'm like, okay, because like he really wants to be drunk. And Lola's never been drunk before, just because he's a big guy. He's tried a full handle of Fireball, nothing. So what can you do? I think, child, I don't know. But I'm just very excited. They have really cute, fun restaurants, Mom. I have always wanted to go to one of those kid like restaurants where they give you like experimentation food. There's this restaurant called Taste
mm.
Kitchen, and they have it. Oh, and the thing is, every 4 days they change the menu. So I'm gonna make a reservation twice for that. Like, you have to make reservations for about 6 of them, and then I think like the other 7 restaurants you could just go. It's like buffet,
Is
like
it
kind of like food court style.
is it like experimentation food? You mean like the dining, like kind of like the dining in the dark thing we did?
No. Kind of, well, a little bit similar, but also like the with the foam, and they do fun stuff with different foods, and they just like bring it to you. Yeah, and they're like, and they explain every single thing and what that whole night. I love that. I've always wanted to go like to a 6, 7 course dinner. Like that has always intrigued me. So definitely stories to come from the cruise. Like, I'm just so freaking excited.
Oh,
I'm
I
so excited.
love.
I'm so
Well,
excited.
well, 6 to 7 course. I feel like the only time I've had that was when we went to that
Bro,
dining in
and
the
the
dark.
best of it.
That was literally trauma. Like When I tell you I've never had a near panic attack in a restaurant, I
We were just in the dark. Like we were dying. I was like, I went to see Denasia. This was like maybe our third time seeing each other. And we were like, let's go do this. And we paid like $90 each or something like that for it. And we're literally sitting in the dark and they're giving us food. And at the time, Denasia was a little bit of a chicken tender girly. She hadn't really branched out.
was really, really trying, guys. But listen, let me tell you why it was not going my way and why I was having a panic attack. Because I couldn't see. Like, I know it was dining in the dark, but I didn't know they meant like pitch
Dark.
black to the
Yeah.
point where, like, I think the servers were wearing night vision.
Yeah.
And that made me panic because I couldn't even see my own hand in front of my face. It
Nope.
was that dark. Like,
Yeah.
I literally was freaking out and I was so overstimulating because all you hear, it's like other people at other tables sitting next to you. So you just hear their plates clinking and forks moving and you're just eating and it's literally like you lost sense. I feel like I was literally blind.
Yeah.
Helen Keller vibes, for real.
It was definitely a time. Like I'm big on experiences. So I was like, you know what? I'll drop some money for an experience. Even if I might not like the money, at least I can say,
Yeah, that
like
was me
food,
too.
we can say
Until
we
I
did it.
couldn't see my hand. Then
Can I leave, please? We done paid all this money. We gonna sit here. Um, yeah, didn't really do much. I sat inside and did the itinerary for the Virgin Voyages cruise, and I'm I'm being very type P about my birthday outfits, and I don't know why. So I'm a little scared, and I'm low key want to order some dresses from London. So, and my birthday is in 18 days, so we'll see. And I leave in 19 days, so we'll see. My bud is my family's coming into town. I'm very very excited. We're doing an early birthday. My mom's birthday is 11th. My birthday is the 17th, and then we're doing early Thanksgiving. So, and my sister and my mom, she gets down. Like you know, like she gets down. I'm so freaking excited. And then my thorn is as adults, we love to say communicate, communicate, communicate. But when you actually have to communicate because your friend did something, you need to communicate, hey, that wasn't cool. I want to keep this friendship. I just don't want to have this conversation. And you're stressing about it the whole time because you know you have to have that conversation. Basically, the conversation that I have one down. I think I got 2 or 3 to go. It's just like, ugh, if it's not one thing, it's another. That's really adulting. I just want to make sure that all my friends are on the same accord. And because when you bring friends with different points in your life, it sometimes can be a little So basically had the conversation. I thought she was being weird. She thought I was being weird. I said, you know what? In the future, because we both suck at tone when we're texting, we have to send voice memos if we feel like something's off. That is what we concluded, and then it was good, and we were kikiing and we were screaming, like you know when you have tea and you're like, no, let me say, like we were just chopping it up, and we had a really really fun time. And she's one of my friends that, and I all of my best friends. We're gonna get into this. All of my best friends, when I get with them, it just feels like all of my worries are washed away because we're just giggling and laughing because we haven't seen each other for so long. So that's one of the pros of having like long distance friends. It's like when we meet, it's lit, you know.
right.
So all in all, it was a really really fun time. It's just I have a friend Peyton who got me together and was like, no, you need to speak up. And I'm like, oh, you actually are onto something, and I know you're right because I know you wouldn't steer me wrong. So you know, I have a few more hard friend combos to come, and I don't think they know what's coming, but it is what it is. They're gonna get done.
And that's honestly the reality of adulting and friendship. Like, as long as you have friends you actually want to keep, it's going to take having those hard combos. If you don't want to keep them, it's very easy to just cut people off and not talk to them. I mean, it's not easy, but it is an easier route to just cut them off and just be like, oh, she's weird, I'm not talking to her. But realistically, if that's genuinely a friend that you want to have in your life, it's going to take a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then,
dude. Yeah, that little bit more is just like, I don't want to do this, but I only have 10 good friends. Like, I need to keep that 10. You see what I'm saying? But moms, let's go ahead.
It's a risk.
It's
a risk. You just don't know if the friendship's going to end off that combo. But I mean, that's really the nature of just friendships in general. Like, if you say you have no issues in your friendship, that's good. I think those do exist. I have friends like that where it's like genuinely we just be chilling. But if you have a really good close friend and you guys are different and even the slightest, there's going to be some point where you don't agree on something. Or if you're just constantly in each other's spaces and like constantly around each other, it's going to come up. So it's like, learn how to learn your friends, basically, which is basically the topic of this episode: compartmentalizing and learning your friends.
Absolutely. So, moms, what do you or who do you consider a best friend?
For me, like I actually was talking to me about this because we were talking about how you have different best friends based on where you were in your life and when you met them.
Yep.
And like for me, like I have my like high school bestie and just like general bestie overall, which is Peyton. Like
Yep.
that's my best friend. But also I have like current best friends of people that I've met like later on in life, like my Delta bestie, like like my New York bestie. Like I have different categories for these people, but
Yeah.
it's like they're not all the same. I love them all equally, but it's like they're different types of best friendships. So I feel like now, before I used to be like, no, I can only have one best friend total. Everybody else is just friends or close friends. But it's like
Yeah.
realistically, I do have best friends depending on the context. And I was also talking to her about the fact that like it's very weird sometimes when like you want to call somebody your best friend, but you don't know if you're also their best friend. So it's like this
Mhm.
weird thing, like I'm always like, oh, this is one of my closest friends because it's just so awkward to be like best friend. It's like, are you her best friend for real? You don't
Yeah.
know, and it's just a very like it's a very awkward conversation to have if you haven't said bestie with that person yet.
Girl.
So yeah, I think that's an interesting thing that I think a lot of people go through, and like you just don't know if you should call her your best friend or not. Like
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
if you have jealous friends, I am a jealous friend, but I definitely was a jealous friend in college because like, and it really was like, I was being a little bit of a hypocrite. Like Elisa, you guys have heard of her a lot. I call her Bisa, and nobody knows her name is Elisa. Her name is Elisa, and
Yeah,
she's been my best friend. Yes,
I just hear pizza so much. The E is
yeah, it's. I give her pretty much all my friends' nicknames. But yeah, Elisa, nah. Bisa, it has been my best friend since middle school. She has been the ice to my fire, love, love, love. But when I started in college, my roommates became my college best friends. And like I low key wasn't the as good of a friend as I should have been, and I realized that and I apologize, all that stuff. But when Bisa, I saw Bisa hanging out with some friends, I was like, who are those girls? Who are you hanging out with? Don't let none of them call you them your best friend because I'm me and I know your mom, I know your grandma, I know your siblings. Okay,
right.
I'm the best friend, so it can kind of get a little bit weird. But I do like compartmentalizing. Like this is my best friend from here. This is my best friend from here. But like I gotta that inner circle. Y'all know. Like if you know, you know vibes. That's kind of what it is. Sometimes it kind of gets weird, especially if you do see them pretty often. But all of my best friends do not live here except for one. Literally, one of my best friends live here, and that's just because she ended up going to doing her master's program here. And it was just like, okay, cool, cool. But yeah, but like at the base level for my inner 10, and that also includes my sisters because me and my sisters have got as soon as we left the house, we each individually got individually close with each other. And then as a whole, we got really, really close, just bonding as sisters because like you don't recognize until you get older, but like your sisters, regardless of how long you've been with your significant other, your best friend, whatever, your sisters know why you tick. Your sisters know
Mm,
why what makes your quirks and where they came from. They maybe even were there when your trauma became your trauma. You see what I'm saying? Like your sisters know or your siblings know everything, especially if you grew up with them in the house. So for me, a best friend is someone I'd bail out of jail or fly across the country when they have a birthday or wedding or baby. Because I love getting on flights, but I'm not getting on a flight just for anybody.
right. No,
You see what I'm
literally,
saying? Like
literally.
that's kind of what, and I can successfully say all of the people I call my best friends, I would do both for. You see what I'm saying? Something happens, hey, how much I mean, you might need to pay me back, but how much you need? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's basically what I consider a best friend.
Yeah, and honestly, sisters really are. If you are blessed enough to have a sister, they're like built-in best friends. Like
Yep.
I mean, realistically, your sisters have been there probably longer than most of your friends and will be there after them. And
Facts.
and parents wise too. Like you guys
Mhm.
have grow up experiences, you have your parents have shared experiences. Like it's kind of crazy when you think about it.
A little insane. But
Yeah.
even like with my friends, I think it's even a little easier to say I love you. Like I even like I'm like it's just a little bit flowier, but with sisters it's like I show you how I love you by answering your FaceTime calls or before a meeting. Are you alive? Are you okay? Like I answer by sending you a little money. You need it, like you need groceries. Like Stuff like that. But we've been trying to say I love you a little bit more, but it don't flow as easy because
Even
we didn't grow up doing that.
even hugging. Like, when I
It's
moved,
so
me and Kayla said, "Alright, I'll catch you." Yeah. Like, little hug. I was like, "Why are we like this?" Like, it really should be easier. I don't know why sometimes affection comes easier with friends.
yeah.
I don't know why that is, but maybe it's because, like, there's no I don't know. I just genuinely don't know the reason to that. But yeah, I say I love you to my friends all the time, and it's like my sister would be like, "Love ya," like, shortening it to, like, the lowest level, but I'm like,
Yeah.
that's probably the person you have the most love for, which is crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, if anything happened to my sisters,
Oh, it's right. If anybody mess with them, I'm going to the federal prison.
oh, God,
Not even jail,
not
like,
even jail. Like
straight to the chair.
I will ride. We ride at dawn. And here's the thing. Like, I saw this video about somebody like fighting or whatever, and I was like, I would, if let's say somebody beating up on Hope. Hope is the strongest out of all of us, but let's say someone beating up on Hope, and I come in, I would also be on that floor with you, but at least I'm down the floor in solidarity. Like, if nobody says you have to win. Do you want to? Yes, but nobody says you have to win. But I will probably be on that floor, but it's like, thank you, my sister. Now we in the hospital together. You see what I'm saying?
Right. It's very much thought that counts vibes.
You know I can't.
Okay. Hey,
Okay.
I can hold a weapon and aim though.
I I've tried. I don't like the sound. I don't like the way it be thumping my forehead, but I can do it.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
But moms, how has your relationship, like, especially with friends that you've known for a while, how has it grown or changed since you've gotten out of undergrad?
Yeah. As a natural born helper and aid, just because like type A, big sister, it's a given. I tend to become the friend that people go to it to complain and ask for answers. It's like, oh, I'm going through this dilemma. And also I felt like I was the guinea pig for a lot of adult things like buying a car, credit, taxes. Like I did that very early on, and that's when my friends reached out to me and I had answers to. But when I would give advice, for example, let's say about a boy or something, they wouldn't even take the advice time and time again. And I have a few group of friends that did this, and we're not friends anymore, but that's cool when life is really boring and it's like, okay, like it's a little fun because like there's always something going on with you, like you always going through trials and tribulations, like I'm trying to help you, but at some point you become a free therapist and it's like I need a therapist. And I don't want to come at one point it got so bad where like I didn't know if I was going to graduate or not. And I called like Denasia, Kelly, and Peyton. I was like, oh, I don't know. And that one friend that I would basically FaceTime every single day, I basically told her, hey, I'm going through something. I'm not going to be able to talk to you for a week because I'm not going to be able to be your therapist like you've wanted me to for the past however long we've been friends, and I need to figure out life on my own. And the fact that I even need to do that with somebody that I call my friend is quite literally ridiculous. Um, but basically, around the time I moved to the country, crazy, across the country, North Carolina, I basically was like, I need to evaluate who my friends are and what they bring to the table. Because you do that with men, and men do that with women. You got to do that with your friends. Like, how do they help me? And how am I helping them? Is this a symbiotic relationship? I have been using that a lot because I've realized even my friends, they don't help you in any way, or are you your friends? And that's a hard conversation to have in and of itself because it's just like you're questioning their ability to pick a friend. But I had to really take note of who was really pouring into me and giving me that reciprocal type of relationship.
Mm.
And for example, and I think me and Asia do this, like if I'm coming to her and I'm at a 25%, I need her to be at a 75 so I can lean on her. And she needs to be that 75% versus like she's at 25. All right, I need to throw whatever I said I knew I was going to tell her to the back. And next catch up call, I got you. I need to make sure you're good, and I need to be at that 75%. And kind of, you got to know your friends, engage that. And if I'm literally at 1%, no, if I'm at 99 and you're at 1% every single call, we got to reevaluate. You might be
Mm.
catastrophizing some things. I'm not gonna hold you. And I also used to have, and that's why I put that. What do you consider a best friend? Because growing up, especially moving every single year. I used to make every single person my BFF. And now with friends, I barely have time to catch up with. I really am glad that I have like my solid 10, 7 to 10 core friends, because the less the merrier for as adults. I don't even have the time to catch up sometimes with my mom or my sisters. And
Mhm.
my sisters are in that core 10. So the less the merrier for adults, for adult friends, for me is great, because I love catching up with my friends, but that is about 2 to 4 hours of my time. And that's a lot, especially because I really try my best to meet with all my friends once a month, if not
Mhm.
once every 2 months. With the friends that are cool with having those catch up calls. You got those friends, you don't got to talk to them for 3 months and you'll be fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, lives, and I feel like having less friends, quality over quantity, has been the shift that I made from being an adolescent to an adult. What about you, moms?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you saying that reminded me of like old friendships I've had where like they started off really great based off just personality. And I think I've realized like the way I now judge my friendships now, I look at personality versus character. Because there were a lot of girls that I met, like in college, for example. We meet somewhere, we're getting along, we're kiki and I'm like, oh, she's so cool, we're having a great time, yada yada yada. Like we're getting along good because we have good chemistry as people and like good friendship chemistry. But when I really get to know you, you're not a loyal friend.
Mm,
You move funny, like you're not there when I need you for important moments. Like you lie about things. Like there's certain
mhm.
character traits that I can't change about you. And
Yeah,
like I think it's very hard, especially if you find a good friend that you get along with really, really well, but then there's character traits about them like that you genuinely cannot forgive or like overlook. You have to decide like, okay, you might have a good time, but this person, it's good when it's good, but when it's bad, it's really, really bad.
yeah,
And like the friendships, like my main like friendship breakup I had in college, I feel like the reason why it was so hard is because I was like, damn, we have so many good memories together. We have so many good times of us like and having a good time at like tailgates and just doing all types of stuff. But
hmm,
it's like when I look at it, I see how you move and your character is an issue. Like
yeah,
I can't be with somebody that has a character like that. And I
yeah.
don't trust you either. So it's
No.
like you can't really be a long-term friend because realistically we can have a good time and get along and have fun, but if I can't call you if I'm in the hospital, if I can't call you when I need something and vice versa, like I know I'll be there for you, but will you be there for me?
Big fact.
Realistically.
Yeah.
Like realizing that really helped me determine which friends are going to be in my bucket because if I look at you and you are great on personality on paper, but as a character, as a person, I can't get along with that. And like you
Yeah.
said, like honestly, start looking at your friendships like how you evaluate these men. How if you're dating with somebody, you're looking at their character. Like, okay, he's he might be fine, but he's not a good person.
Yeah.
Think about that in terms of your friendship. Like they may be cool, you get along with them on the surface level, but they are genuinely not a good person for you to be and have in your life. Like they're adding more stress. If anything, they're a subtraction to your life than an addition. Shout out to Monet.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Like it's really hard to say that about people because you want to see the best in everybody. I know I do that personally. Like I make excuses, hella excuses for people. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, shit. I mean,
Yes.
his grandma died when he was 8. Like, there's, but realistically, you can't do that all the time,
Yeah.
and it's very draining to try to see the best in people when sometimes they don't even deserve that. So, I say it to say, like, I'm realizing, at least in my friendships now, like, part of it is realizing whose character I can trust and I can count on to be a good friend, and
Yeah.
then part of it is also realizing that as adults, it really is you get what you put into it. Like,
Mhm.
you need to be making conscious effort to like really try to see your friends if you can in person. If
Yeah.
not, like scheduling those catch up calls, like really trying to keep the friendship alive, I'd say, because realistically, like even if you catch up twice a year, at least that's better than nothing. And
Yeah.
those 2 times a year, you're running through all life updates. Hey, girl, this is how my life has changed over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And luckily, I have a pretty like good relationship with all my friends, so we don't have to talk every week, every
Mm,
month, even
yeah.
sometimes, depending on how crazy things get. And we
Yeah.
can pick up right where we left off, and it's not any like weirdness. Like,
Animosity. Yeah. No.
oh yeah, I had a friend once, literally she told me as we were having our friendship breakup that she felt some type of way that I would always say I'm busy with school and I had things to do and I wouldn't call her every day. And I said, first of all, we are in 2 different stages of our lives right now and my priorities right now include my friends and my family, yes, but right now I told you what I'm going through, and I told you that I'm literally trying to get my life together. I
Yeah.
cannot if I can't call you on one day, now you're holding secret animosity about me towards that, and you're bringing it up 6 months later, like, I didn't even know that was an issue. You know,
Yeah.
like, setting unrealistic expectations on your friends and expecting them to meet them, and then when they meet them or they don't meet them, now you're angry and you have animosity towards them.
Like,
Like
speak up, but
like,
also
bro,
be
we're
realistic.
adults. But be realistic and understand that you need to give your friends grace because
Please.
realistically, you can say, "Well, girl, you only doing this and da da da. You should have time to at least call me for 5 minutes." You can say that, but realistically, the world does not revolve around you. If your friend does not have the mental capacity to talk to you that day, that does not mean that she's not your friend and she hates you. That just means she has some real shit going on and she genuinely cannot. She will call you like next week or in a couple days, but it's just not going to be today. And I feel like learning that and realizing that about different friendships has really helped a lot. But yeah, I mean, don't have unrealistic expectations for your friends,
I
honestly.
was just actually talking to Fee about this. Like, if your friend doesn't answer, let's say y'all do talk like every single week, they don't answer your FaceTime call because I love a good FaceTime. I think FaceTiming is my love, one of my love languages, especially with friends. If they don't answer and they don't give you a response, just assume something's going on, and okay, check in with them a few days. Like, hey, girl, like, you okay? You alive? Because especially you got to know if your friends are good texters or not. But for me, like, if I know life is life for me, I'll be like, hey, girl, going through a lot right now, but give me until like Saturday, and we can make some shake then. Like,
Yeah,
have at least having the decency of to be the friend that you're going through something. Hey, letting your friends know so they're not in the dark, because I think that's the worst thing, because then their mind gets to racing. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Especially if you have a friend that you know that like they might catch an attitude about things and they might be like you know your friends. You know which friends are sensitive and which friends can like take distance and time apart and not
Yeah,
perceive it as something being wrong versus your friends
exactly.
that will. Like honestly, again, learn your friends. If you know your one friend, if you don't talk to them in a couple days or weeks or so, it might add some animosity or a rift in relationship. Keep that in mind when you're deciding like who you're dedicating your time to. Like
Mhm.
you can have sensitive friends. That's not a problem. Just
Yeah.
know how to handle it.
Big facts. Oh my gosh. It's like sometimes you gotta walk around like it's like dang, like having sensitive
Yeah.
friends is definitely a fun one. But it's
Yeah.
like I'm sensitive in my own ways. We're all sensitive in our own ways. So it's like I get it, but it's like it's a lot of extra work. But I want to keep you as my friend. So let me just make some shake.
Right. Right. And a lot of it is really just putting your pride aside too and just being like,
Oh.
listen, even if you messed up, being like, hey, I messed up. I'm sorry. Like we can talk about it. And for me, like I'm definitely hesitant to cut people off, but once I do, I'm done. Like
It's raps.
it's
Yeah.
wraps for
Yeah.
real. Like it can't cut her off. But
Yeah.
like honestly, for me, I'm just thinking like the process of what I when I've cut people off before, I always give them like chances, I guess. Like I always try to bring it up first. Whatever the issue is or whatever like happened, I bring it up first. If nothing changes after that or things keep compiling on that, or I brought up how I felt about you and I think we resolved it, but then I feel like there's still weird energy,
Yeah.
that's when I'm like, I don't even know if this is worth a friendship worth saving because I told you how I felt and it's just made things weirder. I think if you can talk about your problems with your friend and y'all can resolve it and nip it in the butt and move on, like that's
Literally.
a sign of a good friendship.
Huge fact. Because we both want to work this out. Like, oh, I didn't realize that was a problem. Like, okay, well, let's talk it out. That's not how I meant to say it. You took that out of context. Okay. And then literally, like, there's always like that period of like okay, like we just had a really intense conversation. And then it's like, we back to kikiing. So, I
Right.
literally experienced this on Saturday. So it's literally very fresh for me.
Yeah.
Extreme, actually.
No, literally. Like, it really is just knowing your friends.
Which is hard because especially when you get it as adults, like you better make sure you do it in college, because once that 22, 23 comes around, it gets real hard to communicate. And no, it gets
Oh,
really real hard to like dive deep because you don't really have much time. You're trying to figure out your own life.
listen, and I realized like it's so much easier. You always hear people say like it's so easy to make friends when you're in high school and college, and like life is so good when it comes to making friends then. But then when you're an adult, it's like, how do I make friends? And how do I even do that? I feel like realistically, the reason why it's so hard is because in high school and college, the problems we were dealing with, like looking back, were very, very trivial. Like if I'm calling my friend to complain about something, it's probably something dumb. Versus now, like it's real life. Like
It's
it's like
serious.
bills to pay, people to see, things to do. Like it's
That part.
not. It's not no little nitty-gritty stuff that we used to get up in arms about in, like, high school.
Yeah.
So I think when you're faced with, like, real problems, that's when you see who's really your friend. I think that's why most people, they either have friendships they thought were solid back from high school and college, and they get to their adult years, and they're like, "You're not even a reliable friend, because before I could count on you to deal with something a little itty bitty, but now this is a big problem in my life, and I can't even rely on you."
Like between men, other friends that you're trying to figure out, was I being weird or was they being weird? You see what I'm saying? Or
Right.
family problems, because you get those adult goggles on and you're like, whoa, everything is not as it seems to be. I understand why that auntie wasn't at Thanksgiving that year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or just life, like life
Well,
in general, and kids, like when,
I was just about to say, when
you
you
know,
get older, now you're getting married and kids, like, this
and
is different.
I will say, and this might be a controversial opinion, but I feel like when you have kids, yeah, I'm not going to speak to you for a minute. Like I might fly out for the
No.
gender reveal, whatever, and the baby shower and send some stuff. But if I don't hear from you for 6 months, and I'm gonna reach out. But if you don't respond, you trying to take care of that baby with that man, or maybe without that man. I get it, but I feel like if you're already living with the person that you're about to marry, and then you come back from the honeymoon, I'm not going to give you a pass because y'all basically were married in that house. That's like that. What the one pass that
Mm.
I'm not. I have always given my friends a 6 month man pass when they first get in a relationship, because you are in the honeymoon phase. You're trying to figure out, like, you want to be all up under this man. I get it, but after that, okay, girl, are you alive? Like, are you still with that man? You see what I'm saying? But when I feel like when you get married, I'm not giving you the friendship pass, because unless y'all did the thing of you were in one apartment, he was in another, and then y'all finally got a house and y'all trying to figure out how to live with each other. That's a whole thing in and of itself. I just did it. We just hit our 6 months, and that was it was that was supposed to say trial and tribulations. Never that. It's just you have to figure out who, like, how they clean, how they were raised, what things they think are regular versus how you are. Like, that is understandable. But when my friends get married, I might give you a 2 month pass, but we got to get back to our catch up goals. I'm not giving you that.
Really? I feel like I apply the same rules for marriage as for kids, because, like, realistically, if somebody just got married, even if they've been living together, like, I'm gonna give them time to just enjoy them exploring marriage, because it's probably a whole, I mean, I've never been married, but,
Yeah.
like, I feel like it's a whole different ballgame than just being somebody's girlfriend or being somebody's
What?
boyfriend.
Okay. If, for example, me, I'm living with Dammy. We've been together for 4 years. Like, da 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 da. If it's like a 1 year, y'all been dating and then y'all get engaged and get married within the next year, okay, y'all really realistically don't really know each other that much. Like, that makes sense. But like, if it's a long term something like me and Dammy, call me. Check in on me. I
No, maybe I'm just thinking, like, I don't know.
when
For me, like, I just don't know what marriage, what it would entitle. I never had no friend get married for me to know what the timeline would look like. But I'm just thinking they probably are stressed out about, like, planning the wedding and, like,
no,
just
no,
getting, like
before
a new stage of life.
I get new stage of life, but it's like, other than open up them presents and like filing like for a new last name, you're not really that stressed. Like, I can't see the stress in it
Hmm.
at all. Like, when, like, Peyton is very big on, like, oh, like, you act like you gonna be a wife, da, da, da. And I'm like, I mean, it's literally just a title change. It's just a miss to misses. Like, I feel like it's a case to case basis, but like the over, like, high level, very high level, I'll give you half of the boyfriend pass. I'll give you three. After that, I think I'm a little bit needy of a friend, especially if we usually talk every quarter or every mid quarter. Yeah, let's go ahead and get back to the regular scheduled programming. But
Yeah.
hey, none of my friends are married yet.
I was gonna say we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We
But especially for kids, though, yeah.
Oh no.
Mm-mm.
Friend breakups over kids means you're trying to make me put you over my children, and I just pop these babies out. I'm still recovering from the stitches. I'm not worried about you.
Absolutely not. If anything, let me know when I can babysit so you can go have a date night.
Thank you. Do you need anything? Can I come over and cook for you? Like that, like, let's spend time like that if we are even in the same state. But
Yeah.
no, kids, no, I would give it even like a year or two. Like, I can't see our friendship being the same as it was after having kids. I hope it's
Yeah.
even better, but that's a whole new stage of life. That's
That's
what consider a whole new stage of life.
That's a whole different ball game. And realistically, I feel like a lot of people I know my mom said that it's like when she got married and when she had kids, like her relationship with her friends shifted a little bit just because she was like one of the first to do it, or like if her friends were doing it, they'd already been on like maybe their second kid or something. So at the time, she felt like she was kind of like the only one doing it with the first newborn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I feel like realistically, if you lose friends because your friends are like, oh, like you can't go out and party anymore because you're a mom now, why can't we find other things to do? And realistically, that's a very good marker to determining your friends now. When you get
Amazing.
on calls, what do you talk about? Is it just parties and boys?
That part. We're not in
Let's
college
talk
no
about
more.
it. We're not like realistically, my friendship breakup in college, I had to take a step back and really evaluate if this friendship ended, what am I losing? Because at the moment, it's just FaceTimes talking about boys and whatever didn't happen on campus and gossip, maybe. Like,
Yeah,
it's very draining when you call somebody and all they want to do is talk about other people or
girl.
talk about boys. Like, I need something. Like, there's got to be more to you than just that. Like,
That part.
learning that about your friends too and realizing what the topics you're discussing are. Can you talk to them about just regular life, or is it just like you start talking about that, they're like, oh girl, I gotta go. Like, figure out what your friendships look like and what those conversations are, because I feel like if you have a friend that only cares about partying and what you're doing right now early in your early 20s, that friendship might not last when you have actual like life to deal with, when you have a kid and you're married and stuff, you
And
know.
that's kind of why we talk about compartmentalizing, because we are in our 20s. If you want a friend just for partying and you're like, I'm not even
You
going to try
got
to
it.
give you problems, you are here for a good time, not a long time. That's okay to have those friends. This is not the time to be like kumbaya, I can only have friends in my life that want to pray with me. That's not
That's
needed.
okay. Just know that those friends that you're partying with will probably, unless that dynamic shifts though,
Yeah.
you might not be partying with them forever, and that's okay.
Yeah. So moms, how do you compartmentalize the girlies you are friends with now?
Um, for me, like it's really kind of like what I said, like just realizing like what I have the capacity for. And realizing like what they need, what I need. I can't do one-sided friendships that I feel like
Mm-mm.
are draining. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And realizing like for one, the issues that you have with your friends, like I said before, either personality or character issues. Personality issues are easily dealt with. I feel like you just gotta have a conversation. Character issues, you're kind of asking them to change as a person.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit harder of a conversation to have, realistically, and
Yeah.
kind of a big ask.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, character issues are where I draw the line. So right now, like I feel like I compartmentalize my friends based on, for one, what I need in my life and what I'm doing. Like I have my work friends, I have like my just going out, hanging out, overall friendship that I talk about with. I talk about them with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to them about everything. That was a
Yes.
tongue twister.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to them about everything, like just my overall friendships. But I do feel like I have very balanced friends now, to where I don't have just one friend that I go to for one specific thing. Like
Yeah. No.
I can usually count on them for at least 2 to 3 things, you
That.
know? Like it's not like singular.
Mm-hmm.
Um and yeah, I have my tell everything friend that's Peyton, like literally just overall bestie.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some of my friends that I only see like a couple times a year, and we literally pick up right where we left off. And it's just like love that I have for them. That's just like something that I understand the relationship. We don't ever expect more than that from each other, because it's like I don't really see you that often, but it's love when I see you, and it's cool.
Huge
Very
fact.
low maintenance. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like for me, I'm just realizing that not every shoe fits every friend.
Mm-mm.
And you can't really force them into that box. But if you are trying to figure out what your friends look like, or you're trying to make friends, just kind of realize what you're looking for up front. Like we said before, it's very similar to like a relationship. It's give and take. And like personally in my friendships, almost all of them, I think we all do the, even if it's not even intentionally spoken about, the 25-75, 50-50,
Yeah.
30-70. Like if you're here, I'm matching you. If you need more from me, I'm doing that. If
Yeah.
I need more from you, you're doing that. And I think that's really important. So,
And if you
yeah.
don't have the capacity, let's say I'm at 25, I need the nature to be at 75, but she's also going through it to be at a 25. All right, well, like I'm gonna go to another friend and I'm gonna tap in a little bit later, because I can't also deal with the 25. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You
Or,
kind of
or
have to
y'all could just have one big vent session. You just both acknowledge you're at 25, and it's just, hey girl, I can't help you, you can't help me, but we're going through it together.
exactly, exactly. But if you see a friend continually being at that 10%, and you're like, girl, like something's got to change. They don't want to change for themselves. You're not going to lead them to change. If you can't change a man, you can't change a woman. I really don't know what to tell you. And I'm sure we've all tried to change a man. And look where that got us.
Yeah.
But yeah, nowhere good. But for me, when we first came up with this idea when we were brainstorming for season 7, which is crazy because we really be brainstorming. Okay.
Bro.
Um, I definitely felt like I had some friends that I thought, were friends for tea. Like just a cute gossip. What's going on in the Tinder sphere, the Hinge sphere? Because I don't know nothing about that. You see what I'm saying? But also I realized in this point in life, because I have a lot of life hitting me, I I realize I'm not in the business at the moment to spend my precious time when I'm not working and not talking to my mom and not talking to my sisters or my siblings or my family, or doing the podcast or cooking. Like I don't have time to listen to the tea of an acquaintance or I would say an acquaintance, that I really don't care about, and it'll just drain me more. Like I'm just like I work has already drained me. If I'm excited to be on a call with you, okay, I'll get a Sprite, I'll get a LaCroix, I'll get some water, and I'll just get energized. You see what I'm saying? But if I see your call and I'm like, it's just about to be a whole bunch of nothing. This is really not adding to my life. It might be a cute little like, oh, that's insane. Why would that man do that? But it's just like I'm not in the business of hearing tea from somebody that's not my best friend in that quartet. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's just kind of like I had a catch up call recently, like I said, with Peyton, and she did what I do for a lot of my friends. And I usually give them the hard, honest truth. And she asked me, did these friends that came back into your life, because I did have a few, apologize for what they did to you? And I was like, oh, why are you so loud? Frick me. And you need friends like that. Like, even though you don't want to hear that hard, honest truth, they're going to give it to you because it's like, at the end of the day, you need to hear it. And you need to have those friends where you're open to hearing it. Because
Mm.
if some friends don't have the correct word to say it, and now you're like, well, now I'm pissed off at you because I didn't want to hear that. But if you know that friend is going to give you the hard honest truth, and it's really like, it's not that they're doing anything, it's just they truly want the best for you. You have to have those friends, and when you FaceTime or call them, you might not like what they have to say, but it's for the betterment of you as a whole. And so I'm just like, ugh,
Yeah.
stop, you
And
friend.
you know what? On that note too, it's like we talked about this in the What's You and Your Friends Delulu episode, but like if you are that friend that's coming with the tea or like the mess and you know that whatever you're going through, you're going to do what you want to do anyway.
Anyway,
Think about that before you bring it to your friend. Because realistically, your friend is going to have your best interest in mind. They are going to want to give you the hard, honest truth, the advice that you need to hear. If you are not ready to hear it, hold off, process it first.
write it
Really,
down,
write
journal.
it down, journal, please, because it's like it can be a little taxing on the relationship if you are constantly bringing problems and your friends giving you advice and you say thanks for that 360 I'm doing the complete or 180 I'm doing the complete opposite.
And now I
that
check the location. You at
that
that
can
man's
get,
house?
you at that man's house, that can get very old very quick.
Very quick.
I mean, you can know your friends. Maybe that's just how y'all roll. But it's like sometimes if it's something serious, like think about that before you bring it to your friend and
Yeah.
try to process it on your own and be ready to hear that advice because you know what she's gonna say. You know what she's
Mm-hmm.
gonna say. So either
Mm-hmm.
don't bring it to her just yet, or be ready to hear it. Yeah.
Frickin' frick.
Hey,
Hope
frickin'
you have
frack.
frickin' frack. Literally, like having friends, especially having girlfriends, because girls sometimes you can take what they're doing as being weird, but it's just out of context, or they could just be weird. But if you really value that friendship, you have to go back and say, hey, remember when you said that or did that? What did you mean by that?
Yeah.
And going into that, you may or may not come out as friends. That's the biggest thing. But if y'all really care about each other, y'all gonna shake it off, be like, oh, okay, all good, thank you for bringing
Got
that to
it.
my attention. It won't happen again, or whatever needs to be done, and y'all cool.
Yeah.
Going
No,
back to
literally. Literally. I mean, not to say girls aren't weird. Some girls are weird, but it's like sometimes you're taking her actions out of context or
yeah.
vice versa. And it's like it gets real weird when you don't know the context.
Oof, you're telling me. Okay.
Yeah,
Moms,
but
let's go
shoot.
ahead and get straight into calls from the request line. We have a few. This is from our first episode that we didn't finish. So we have three. I'll go ahead and go to the first one and then we'll do the other two. So, how to make friends in your 20s. I recently had a friend break up and now I think it's time to make new friends and try to get back into being a hot girl in your 20s. However, I just don't know how to do it when all I do is go to work and then go home. Moms, we can try Bumble BFF. You can try potentially a work friend, but also that gets a little bit weird depending on what space you're in work. I even tried to make a friend at the concert. I was like, oh my gosh, she's black, she's in Colorado. I was like, hey, are you from here? And she's like, yeah, well, no, but yeah. And she's like, said 22, 23. And then she got her merch and she said, bye. So, at least I tried.
Yeah.
This is me getting out of my comfort zone. You really just have to get out of your comfort zone. If you see somebody that you think might match your vibe or at a place that you frequent a lot, say hello. Say hello. Say
Yeah.
hello, and you never know what that word, how that hello will take you.
Yeah. No, literally, I was gonna say that or, like, go to, like, events or conferences, like, related to what you are kind of interested in, like, I met my friend Dina here because I went to, like, a fashion conference, and she
Mhm.
was there too, and we just happened to meet, and she introduced me to her friends, I introduced her to my friends, and, like, that's how you start building. Or if you meet your other friends' friends, like, don't be afraid to be like, "Hey, like, can we all hang out?" I know it is hard to shoot your friendship shot. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
cannot speak today. Your friendship shot. It's hard to
Yeah.
stick with that, but like once you do, honestly, most of my friends have happened because of the friendship shot. Just even if it was
Compliment.
unintentional, a
Oh my gosh,
compliment
I
goes
love your hair.
miles. Yeah.
Where'd you get it done? Oh my gosh, your
Appreciate.
eyebrows are so nice today.
That's it. That's all it takes.
It's really just that simple. Girls are easy.
Yeah.
In the beginning. Um, but yeah, hopefully this episode also aligned and helps you with the current you going through your friend breakup. And next season, we're actually going to have like a tell all about our friend breakups because I don't think we've really gone in depth. And it's even think about it makes my heart hurt. But
No.
anyways, mom, what's the second one?
This person says, "Hi, I love listening to y'all so much and just appreciate all the gems I've learned from listening. I currently got denied an offer into something and was wondering if you guys can talk about how rejection is redirection or something along those lines. Thank you." Aw, thanks for listening.
Yes, mom. We
Um,
love you. Let me see. When did I get denied? Oh yes. When I did my internship for Cisco, I thought I really hammered in my final internship presentation. I was lit. I was like, yeah, getting a return offer when I get back from Paris. Because right after my last day, I went to Paris. I got back and the two people that I thought were closest to me, we had a full group chat. And it basically, like unspokenly, was about whenever we get offers, we're going to text in this group chat, because there was 4 spots. There was 8 of us. Nepotism got in the way with one of the slots. They got one. They both got slots. And I was just waiting for either a denial or an offer. And I wasn't getting either. But I saw one girl's private story and she knew I was on there. She was like, I'm moving to North Carolina soon. And I was like, and that's one of the supply chain hubs. And then the other guy, I was like, I forget how I figured out he was a part of the 4, and I was like, weird. And I was crying because I was like, I don't have a job offer going to my senior year like that. Once if you have a job offer going to your senior year, you good. All you gotta do is
Totally.
pass, you good. Like that's a different type of confidence that you have. And I was just like, dang, like I didn't get it. Like I felt like less than the people than my friends that got it and didn't even text in the group chat. And so I'm sitting here like, okay, so continued to interview, didn't get that first interview, finally got a second interview at it for another position, and now I'm here. I love my role. And I was actually talking to them. It's like, I see you, and that white passive aggressive, like, oh, hi. And they know what they did. You see what I'm saying? I was, oh
Mm.
my gosh, hi. I was like, oh, hey, like, how are you liking your role? They're like, I actually hate it. Like, I hate this rotational program. And I was like, bro, and I was like, I love my role, And
Mm.
like, if I would have got what I thought was for me in that moment, in that top 4 spots, I would have been miserable just along with them. And I would have had to stay that in that rotational program for a full year. But because I got rejected, and I got rejected another time, and then I finally got a return offer. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm so excited I finally got here. And it's literally like a type A's dream. I am in charge of several $1,000,000, which is a little bit for a 22,
Yeah.
23-year-old. But also, it's just like, wow, like I am in charge of this portion of the supply chain. Like it really would have been wrapped for me if I was over there. And they have a lot of like drama over there. And
Mm,
we a family over here. Like I'm lit. And like calling work people family is weird, but we've figured out that kind of like I love my manager. It's just the redirection. It was truly one like God did his big
yeah.
one. Let's just say that God did his huge one. So, and I was praying like a warrior because I was like, I need a job, please. I need a job. I cannot go into senior year not having a job. That's embarrassing for me. Like that was. I've worked all these years to get to college, then get an offer from a big company, and I don't got one, and I had the chance to, and it wasted away because I didn't have enough budget to hire all the interns. What the
Mm,
frick? I needed like, and I know type A's we like to know what's next, so it really hurt me. But hey, I will say rejection was redirection, and girl, just keep applying. It's gonna happen for you.
yeah. No, literally trust the process. Like initially in college, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer and was applying to all these congressional I don't even know why. Applying to all these congressional interns. Half the time it wasn't working out or I wasn't just knowing the right people because you'll realize if you are in that field, it's a very tight knit community and it's kind of like everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
And I didn't know nobody. And at the time, I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm like asking for resume reviews on campus to help build up my resume. I'm like, this is not it. Just to realize I didn't even want to be a lawyer like at all. It wasn't even something I was actually passionate about. And I ended up now working at my dream company that I didn't even know about at the time.
Yep.
So also trust that things will get better with time and that time will also reveal what's best for you
Hmm.
because within a year my entire career field of what I wanted to do and what I saw my dream job as changed based on what happened in my life. So don't be afraid to also use like whatever time that you are being redirected to kind of look at like is this even what I actually wanted because there might be something down the line or like hidden in the sand that you might have been overlooking that actually is better for you, but like, you just don't know that until you are thrown off your track, which is not even really thrown off your track. It's just being on the right track now.
Girl,
So,
that was me. Failed calculus 2 times, barely passed it the second time. I was just like, you know what? It's the pandemic. I'm not around my engineering friends. I don't have there is a stigma in the engineering field, like, oh, if you go from engineering to business, like you suck, basically. And I was around a lot of all my friends I had at the time had that sentiment as well. Like, oh, your
mhm,
business, y'all don't do anything, da 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 da. But there was a major that if I would have started with, I would have saved so much money, but I cared so much about what people around me thought I wasted so much of my loan money. Like I wasted a lot of time. I took unnecessary classes that I was crying for every day. Just dramatic. But it truly was not for me. And it like if you're crying every day in a class, switch courses. And now because
listen,
I switched in the midst of the pandemic, I graduated late. I graduated about a semester late, but I was still able to start my job when everybody else did. And I was able to graduate. Like being in computer science, I couldn't even see myself being the type A person I am, future oriented. I couldn't even see myself walking, not down the aisle, walking the stage for graduation. I could never see it. Like I was doing all this hard work, all this coding and stuff. And it taught me to be persistent, but why am I paying money to be persistent?
right.
But yeah, rejection, aka failing classes. I think you should take that. Take that. What other majors may I be interested in for all my girlies in college right now?
And honestly, like whatever you did get denied from, don't be afraid to ask them why you got denied. Like I've
Mhm.
done that before where I've reached out and been like, "Hey, like I thought my application ate. You didn't think so. Can I get feedback on like why that was? Like, can you give me advice for maybe if a next application round? Like, don't be afraid to reach out to whoever was hiring you, especially well, I don't know if it was hiring or I don't know what application it was for, but
Mhm.
whatever it's for, reach out to like the hiring director and ask like what can I do to make myself better? And they might even have an opportunity for you to reapply to something else that you don't know
Big
about
facts.
just yet. So don't be afraid to reach out to them too and ask for reasons why that way you know how to improve. And if
Yeah,
they don't reply back to you, maybe it was not meant to be anyway.
big facts. Huge
Yeah.
facts. Love.
Um,
And this last one, it kind of aligns with the friendship of it all, the friendship dynamic of this episode, but a little bit of a long one. Hey girlies, first literally obsessed with your show. Both of you are like my yin and yang. Now to my dilemma. Best friend of 15 years, my bestie is fake. I've always noticed growing up, but now it's getting to me, she's my only friend. We are a dynamic pair of opposites of each other. I'm book smart, she is street smart, we even look alike. Me dark skin, her light skin. Although I feel that started to collide when I was doing well in life, and as she was the only one with everything. As we got older, I noticed a slight competition between us growing from her side. I have the messed up family, she's spoiled. We had our first argument over 2 years ago and split for a year. After reconnecting, I realized she thinks we stopped talking because I was talking mess and said disrespectful stuff about me and my family, people who raised her too. Looking back at it, she was waiting to let that stuff out as it had nothing to do with our break because I was looking out for her. Now going out is like backhanded compliments and trying to one up me, even having the audacity to ask family questions she knows the answer to. I've also noticed the same slick stuff she does to her so called other friends, she tries with me, sneaking me out the whole bill. Oh, and then asking if I got her e transfer. I mean,
Oh,
yeah. LOL. I'm sad to see their relationship go, but I have a hard time realizing it wasn't all genuine, as she's my first and only best friend. At this point, I just call her to party. I'm honestly still really hurt and trying to get out more. Did I mention the throwing "I'm a mom" life in my face whenever there's slight envy or I tell her plans she can't necessarily do? I just need advice letting honey go.
whew. Okay.
Wow.
First and foremost, what I said earlier about personality versus character,
This is it.
this is it. This is a girl that, for one, secret animosity is already red flag number one in
Fact.
friendships. If you feel like somebody is in competition with you or they're making slick comments like, oh, well, I did this, like you can tell by the tone if it's competitive. That's strike one.
Yeah.
Number two, she scammed people out of money, splitting the bill and not sitting her share. What?
We sitting here until everybody's in their money.
I need that Venmo transfer. Don't do that. Um, honestly, I feel like it's very hard because I think in this case, and I understand you, you're thinking about it as quantity. You're thinking about the fact that it's been 15 years.
Yeah.
And you're saying that you've seen this fakeness growing up, but now it's starting to get more apparent, of course, because you guys are probably older and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're actually doing well in life. Congrats to you. But
Facts.
that can trigger some people if they've already seen you as a competition and now you're even more of a competition.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, I feel like you did break up and you reconnected, but I do think that you already are in a place where you've accepted you need to let her go. And I think you need to have that conversation for one. I
Yep.
think 15 years, you at least deserve a conversation to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But be intentional with that conversation of letting her know that I don't think we can be in each other's lives and this is XYZ.
Yeah.
It's up to her whether she's mature enough to take that, like that criticism and like, realize that she needs to reevaluate how she is as a person. But it's like realistically, if you are only calling her to go out and you guys are probably not even talking when you're going out, you're just literally just partying.
Yeah.
The friendship is already semi dead.
Yeah. Huge fact.
So I really don't think there's much to this, to be honest. And
Mm-hmm.
if she's a mom, I mean, I do want to potentially give her grace. Like maybe she's going through like a lot. I don't know when she had this baby. Maybe she's going through postpartum. But like,
Facts. Huge fact.
there's a lot of different reasons why she could be acting like this. And you obviously rekindled for a reason. So that's why I said at least give it a conversation and decide after that how you feel. But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to go into it and you feel like you've had enough, just make that intentional because it can be very hard to cut off friendships, especially when you've been together for literally like a good chunk of your life, realistically.
Then I definitely understand compartmentalizing because we've had like definitely take notes in this episode we've had, but also like if you're checking that she's not paying you back, like if you guys are taking Ubers to go to the parties and you're sponsoring her trip, like that you're not
That's
her child.
She's
She's
taking
not your
advantage
child.
of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's not okay. And like Danae just said, that's character. You can't really change that. If that's what it is, like, okay, I get it. Like, hey girl, like I want to go out, I don't got the money. Okay, girl, it's okay. I want to see you. I'm gonna cover you. That's different. But if you're snaking out of bills, that's not okay. And you're clocking it, absolutely not.
Yeah, and even her bringing up the part that's getting me is her bringing up family questions. I'm assuming this like question. You said your family is messed up. She's spoiled. If she's purposely bringing up stuff she knows the answer to, like things that are either like trigger points for you or like traumatic, like that's a shitty friend,
That's
honestly.
not okay.
And it's like, we are all for compartmentalizing your friends when they're actually good friends.
Yeah.
Don't do it for nobody that is literally trying to
Make your life worse.
eat free. Like, girl, that's
So
crazy.
that nah. Frick. And
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
and on that note, we're gonna go into the hot topic portion of this episode. This includes why would you say that in pop culture. If you didn't know, if you're a first time listener, me and Denasia met on Twitter through a thing called DECA in high school. Me
Hey, no further lie. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. I'm not gonna hold you. Also, if you're still here, follow our TikTok because we're trying to be more active on all our socials. But let's go ahead and honestly, we probably send more tweets to each other than actually text. Realistically,
No, literally, we literally send tweets very frequently.
no, honestly, Nasia and Dammy are the only people, but I send more tweets to you than anything.
These are crazy.
There's a lot. I sent you a. Actually, we sent the same tweet to each other.
No, literally, back to back.
Do you want to explain it?
Yes. Well,
we can't show it on YouTube. We just have to take our word for it. I'm sorry. We can't. We will
bro.
get a strike. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if I could just show it on here. Let me turn my brightness up because I'm a D&D and darkness warrior for real.
You are a warrior of that one.
If y'all are watching on YouTube, I can't even describe this video. It's just unserious.
This is your sign to go to YouTube and watch it because
they talk about she won the best costume award. I gotta give her points for creativity.
I gotta give it to her. Who thinks of that?
And honestly, whatever glue she used, because them little eyes be popping off of little paper, so I can only imagine.
Areola's ripped off,
bro. Somebody said they looked at me first,
and literally did. Well, do you guys know that big black guy who kind of just be dancing like a little dancing gorilla everywhere?
Oh, I can't stand him. I can't stand. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Somebody gonna say, so somebody said this man really chose to be a hip dancer over playing football, and somebody said his big self need to be tranquilized.
That was a jump. Wait. No, because this one is a picture of a guy, like somebody passed away because he's like leaning over the coffin, and he posted this on Instagram, and he tagged all the brands he's wearing in the picture. He tagged Burberry, Givenchy, like he tagged all of them.
Let's see, y'all get like.
They said he got that shit on in your loving memory. Like, why would you say that?
Why would you tag? What did you think going to get a sponsorship from
Bro, he tagged the friend that died and all the brands in the same post.
Read the room.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
That's
insane. Like, literally what? There was this thing where obviously they are all palm colored. Somebody said, so now you can bury your loved ones in glass coffee tables. And this is what it looked like. And somebody said, imagine having sex on the coffee table with Meemaw looking at
you. Meemaw?
Those are all Meemaws.
That's traumatizing. That's literally traumatizing. Bro, wait. We never unpacked Jada and Will. We never unpacked that on Hot Topic.
We never tapped it in.
Why is that lady, every day I'm seeing a new report about what she said? Jada Pinkett Smith has revealed. Why are we keep interviewing her? This has to be like a what? Like, we have to stop these journalists.
She needs a lock.
First of all, the fact that I'm getting my news from Pop Crave. Maybe the first to report some stuff.
No, quite literally.
Jada Pinkett Smith recalls being confused after hearing Will Smith call her his wife at the 2022 Oscars. First of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. Why would you, like, your man is up there defending your honor? And she's like, whose wife?
I mean, yeah, I guess I am bald. Like
That lady is nuts. Like, bro,
that.
someone said we're gonna kill her one day, but if he did that, she'd be with Tupac. Why would you say that?
She love her some Tupac.
Love her some Tupac.
Frack.
He'd be like, yeah, actually, when we were 13, he wrote me this note. Like, why are you still bringing him up? We get it. First love. We get it. Like,
but you have 2 children with this man. Get a grip.
Get a grip. Like, oh God. You said that it was 3. Don't they got 3 kids? Or
I don't know if the first one, because he don't really be in the
oh,
pictures. I think that's another wife, but I could be wrong. I don't
okay.
know. But all I
Wow.
know is about with my hair and oh boy. Okay. This lady said, I hate Tinder. I can only see so many ugly dudes before I start to feel aggressive. Back in college, I get that. It's like, all right, like, can we get a good one?
Bro, on Hinge, I was actually convinced they were actually sending me whatever creatures they could find. Because when I tell you, I was just like, bro, there's just no way these men exist. 0.1 miles away from me, that's a threat. Are you kidding me? There's no way he lives in this complex. I need to be on the lookout now. I need to be safe.
Checking the peephole, like
That's like I literally was like, there's no way. And my friend was like, oh, they actually sent you all the worst ones first to kind of vet it out if you're actually gonna stay on the app. So you keep swiping till you get a good one.
how do they know they're the worst ones?
who at Hinge? It's like, all right, let me round up all the uggos, and then we're gonna throw them out.
And then
We bring on somebody taller than 5'7".
and
I've
even
never in
they
my
need to be a little bit
yeah.
Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay, so me and Axie Nature were talking about this. The post is unavailable, but if you saw when it was there, this lady was laying on this man's booty.
Bro, not even that. It's the angle.
Like she was laying on it like this, and the man was like sleeping. Had to be. If he was awake, jail, prison.
Bro, no. Listen, all we saw was ashy, hairy crack. That's the best. To the point where, like, when I first opened this, I didn't even know what I was looking at because I said, "There's no way that can be an ass."
This girl was like, "Oh, what did she say? What did she say?"
She said, "I hope I never love a man this much."
Yeah. A man said, "One of my biggest fears is a woman obsessed with me waking up before me." And the thing is,
I got it.
you bet.
Wait, if you guys can see this, hold on.
Posted booty and boobs in the past 10 minutes.
Oh my God. I would say we posted on the story, but I don't even want to traumatize y'all. There it is.
This is your time to go to YouTube because you're gonna be real lost. Okay. So if y'all know Ray Monte, BD Trey Low brother on Twitter, and I guess he was twerking on live or something. I don't know, but one of his family members said, "Nephew, are you in the Illuminati?" She said, "No." He said, "No, I'm not." Talking about why are you twerking on Facebook? I never seen you do that before. I know you are getting more known, and that's what that make y'all do. I just don't want you to get caught up in that life. You can make it without that, nephew. He said, I'm not in the Illuminati, and if I was, you would literally be my first sacrifice.
That man is so unhinged.
Extremely.
Bro, first of all, I saw him tweeting somebody dressed up as the people from the like the submarine that sunk the Titanic one. And he was like, "Why are y'all playing about them people? People really died." Like he is really so passionate about them people from the submarine. Like
He's so concerned.
He's so concerned. I was like, bro, what?
Oh my gosh. Okay, last one for me. Somebody said, ready for whatever the day may bring. There's a plan B, a few jewels, a few blunts, a few Swisher sweets, a few lighters, a few shots. And I just Oh, and then plan B. Sorry, forgot the plan B.
The
How
plan
could I
D
forget?
being the plan A is crazy.
No, literally, why are you bringing that? Like, okay,
Bro,
if something happens, let's go to Walgreens to CVS, but you just ready?
she got that thing on her. Listen, somebody quoted, and I wish I could find the tweet, but someone said this is what Yolanda Hadid said about Bella's car. And I was like, Bella Hadid? Moms, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it and send it to you. But they basically like had a snippet of something that happened when Bella was like a teenager, Bella Hadid, and her mom found her car. It went on a rampage about how it was the dirtiest car she's ever seen. It was like cigarettes in there and like old food and drinks. And she said dirty panties, like dragged this girl. Like she said it was the most obscene car she's ever seen. And I'm like, supermodel Bella Hadid had dirty drawers in her passenger seat?
I'm about to tell you something that might make you throw up, but I gotta tell the girlies. One of the girlies was like, you guys look at my mom's Halloween costume. It was every thing from the teenager's room tagged, glued onto the lady's outfit. Why was there a bloody pad on the lady's back? And you want to post that?
And you're proud?
Talking about some look. Y'all know she was, but
That was from last cycle.
moms, why are you changing pads in the room?
Bro, I'm about to tell you something even worse. You know I don't like using the bathroom in public places.
No.
Personally, I need to be on my own seat. That's really what it is. But if I have to, I might have to venture out and go somewhere public.
Yeah.
I was on the train and it's a long commute to where I was going, and I had to pee so bad because I was on my like health kit drinking all this water. I had to pee so bad. Mom's like, you ever know that pee where like all you can think about is pee because you gotta go so bad? Like I was shaking. I had to pee so bad. I was afraid I was gonna literally pee down my leg.
Mm-hmm.
There's bathrooms at the station.
Yes.
I never done it before because I already know what's going on in there. It'd be looking crazy. Why did I open it up and there was literally like a pad, like a dirty pad, just pasted on the wall, like a sticker. As soon as I walked in, and I literally stood there looking at it for about 15 seconds, and I said, "Do I just go through and pee here, or do I run somewhere?" I literally ran out the station and like went down the street and found like a Sweet Green and begged them to let me pee. And they're like, you have to buy something. I bought a healthy brown sugar Rice Krispie treat just so I could pee in that Sweet Green.
But I'm not peeing in there.
I said, I'm gonna catch something in here. Realistically, I can't do it. I don't let nothing touch the seat. But it's like realistically, just the aroma in the bathroom alone. I said, what told you should take it off and just stamp it on there? And it was a heavy flow.
Oh.
I was like, you nasty heifer.
They don't got no mamas.
You nasty heifer, you. That's sick. Sick work. And ever since, I'm like, either I let all my pee out before I go, or I don't know, I'd rather wear a pamper before I do that again. I'm never doing that. Pull up. Call me pull-ups. I'm never doing that again.
Oh, you're insane. You're actually Miss Pull Up. Y'all, it's not even really late. Like, it's literally not even late. I don't know why in the past 10 minutes y'all saw boobs, a booty, and a pad pasted.
Dirty pad.
On a shirt as well as a wall. Couldn't tell you. But,
hey.
You know.
Living La Vida Loca. Trying our best. Listen, I mean, can't make this up.
You know, that was season 7, episode 2. Like, you know, this was very fun. I'm really glad the calls and request line, pretty much majority of them aligned with the topic. Absolutely. We didn't even align that, but yeah.
That wasn't even intentional. I mean, this is your sign if you have a dilemma to go submit your dilemma, because we be reading every single one and we will get back to you. So
in our link free suggestion box. It's anonymous. Yes. It could be as short as long as you want, and we'll answer it eventually.
Yes, and now the free suggestion box is actually linked in the details of this episode, so you don't have to go to our Instagram to find it. But if you're on Instagram, go ahead and follow us and do all the things. And yeah. So thank you guys for a good episode, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.